regularly scheduled meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, the 3rd day of December in the year 2025. Public comment for this morning's meeting will be taken in person in this chamber. Technical minute that's circulating. Councilmember Price.
Council President, out of an abundance of caution, I'm excusing myself from items 21 and 42 as I am a landlord.
All right. 4-1 and 4-2 for Mr. Price.
Buenos días. ¿Sobre qué temas quiere comentar, señores?
Que es un comentario público sobre la moción de trabajo justo en la comida rápida.
I want to do a public comment with regards to the fast food work ordinance.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Mi nombre es Antonio López, soy trabajador de comida rápida y estoy aquí para hablar sobre la necesidad de aprobar la moción de trabajo justo en la comida rápida sin más demora.
Yes, my name is Antonio Lopez. I'm here to speak about the fast food work ordinance, to have it approved without any more further delay. Thank you.
Necesitamos conocer nuestros derechos para asegurarnos de que nuestros empleadores paren los abusos y las injusticias que pasamos en nuestros lugares de trabajo.
Yes, we need to know our rights so that our managers and our bosses cannot continue to harass us, and so that we may not continue to face any injustices in the workplace.
En base a mi experiencia por reglas injustas como ponchar antes de tiempo y seguir trabajando.
For my experience, such that have unjust and unfair rules, for example, like clocking in before it is time to work and being forced to work.
Así como falta de tiempo para pasar con nuestros familiares en los días de holidays.
And also not having time off to spend with our families during the holidays.
Por eso necesitamos la capacitación fuera del lugar de trabajo donde podamos aprender nuestros derechos sin represalias.
And that is why we need to have the ability to learn our rights outside of the workplace.
Y aquí en Los Ángeles hay muchos trabajadores como yo que pueden beneficiarse de esta ley.
And I think here in Los Angeles, there's many workers such as myself who can benefit from this law.
Les pedimos, concejales, que apoyen la moción de trabajo justo en comida rápida sin demora.
And we ask you, council members, to approve the just fast food work ordinance without any further delay.
Es todo. Muchas gracias.
Say again?
Which items would you like to speak to?
Just general.
Okay, you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
I just always come to these meetings and I just say a lot of things, but I just trying to learn more than anything.
Can we pause this time for just a second? So if you'd like to, if you move the microphone up, it'll be easier to hear you. It's difficult to hear right now, so go ahead.
Is that better?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Okay. I just come to these meetings and I come as much as I can. And it's basically to learn and see what I can do to help. I mean, there's a lot of things I could mention, but there's nothing you probably haven't heard already. I guess I'm here to learn more and guess to help or understand things better that are happening in the city, you know? No complaints. That's it.
Good morning. My name is Michaela Gibson, and I'm here on behalf of the Valley Industry and Commerce Association, or VICA. Since 2023, these transport costs have risen more than 30% and about 60% over the last 3 years. Hospitals rely on these transfers to move patients safely between facilities, and when patients are uninsured or undocumented, hospitals absorb the full cost. LADOT is recommending a new method for setting future rates that matches LA County's approach, which hospitals support. But LA County uses a maximum allowable rate, so hospitals and ambulance companies can still negotiate lower contracted prices based on volume. A flat rate, as written, removes that flexibility and can lead to higher costs. VICA is asking the council to adopt these as maximum rates instead, consistent with the county model. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items?
Good morning, Grote. I'm sorry, could you remind me which ones are available for comment?
Yes, so this is for everybody in the room. The items that are open for public comment are items number 1, item 46, item 48, and items 50 through 53.
Okay, thank you. So I'll start with the items, and then I'll do all items in general public
Okay,
comment.
so you have
Thank
3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Great. So item 46 is an appointment to the Board of Water and Power Commissioners from the mayor. There's been a lot of talk among this body about making, for example, the city attorney an appointed position. We have a lot of appointments, appointed positions throughout the city, and council member from CD4 said that it removes the politics from the position when it's an appointed position, but I have to disagree. And I would encourage this board to not approve any of the mayor's appointments because she's wildly unpopular right now, and she's been making a lot of bad decisions for our city. I don't know about this particular commissioner, but our mayor has displayed a massive lack in judgment regarding a lot of things. So item 50 is relating to a committee report regarding the since removed homelessness emergency declaration. We were under this emergency declaration for quite some time, but there was really a lack of action on this body to make it actually feel like you really thought like it was an emergency. I thought it was appropriate when the declaration was lifted, even though the emergency is ongoing. If you're unhoused, that's an emergency. 6 unhoused people die every day in this city. To me, that's an emergency. LASA was created because one unhoused resident died. Now we just sort of accept the death of our unhoused population as business as usual, and I think that's unfair. And I think that even though that declaration has been lifted, we should still be treating it like the emergency it is. And I would love it if Ulysses and Heather would stop their chatting and pay attention, because it's really disrespectful for our paid electeds to be chit-chatting while the public is up here. Item 52 is amending prior council action. I always take note when there's a motion on the agenda. Thank you, Tim, for your attention. I always appreciate when there's a motion on the agenda that seeks to revisit something to correct it. Because a lot of times when y'all make a decision that your stakeholders don't like, you say, well, it's already been voted on, it's settled, but we see time and again that you actually have the ability to reverse bad decisions, to revisit things. And so while I don't have any remarks to the specifics of this amendment, I do think it's important to note that this body does have the ability to revisit past motions when you get new information or when there's something that you need to deal with, and we should see more of that. We should be given more consideration, especially when neighborhood councils weigh in.
General?
I heard Nithya Raman said that she doesn't give weight to CISs because voter turnout's low. She won't consider NCs when she casts her votes. I hate to turn up so rarely now to council chambers just to air these grievances, but a lot of us are angered. Your priorities need some rearranging if you care about your city. Still, I won't call you a cunt. To reiterate, I'm not calling anyone a cunt, even though I'm upset by your censorship. Still, I would never call anyone here a cunt. Shout out to Smoke and Scan. Good to see everyone.
Can
It's
you
been a while.
hold the time, Madam Clerk? You've violated Council Rule 7. This is the only warning
That
that
took
you'll
you a
get.
minute, Marquise. Were you even
That's
paying
the
attention? 'Cause I said
only
it, I think, 3
warning
times
that you're
before
going to
you
get.
said
You're
anything.
disrupting the meeting, so you'll not speak while I'm
not
speaking.
disrupting the meeting. I still have 1 second on my
Mr. City
phone.
Attorney?
Speaker, the time is currently paused, so it's not your opportunity to speak. And it is disruptive to interrupt the council president or any council member while they're speaking. So
Thank you, Mr.
I'm sorry,
Grout.
Mr. President.
You have 1 second left.
Cunt.
You're dismissed from this meeting and all future meetings today, subject to Rule 7 and Rule 12. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Good morning, Speaker. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Regarding La Tuna Canyon, fuck item number 1. Now, on item 50, David O. Carter asked the bitches, those fucking attorneys, Gibson and Dunn and that fucking hamburger guy and the LA County Board of Supervisors to provide a report. Did he get the report? Not. Why not? Because all these bitches do is talk. All these motherfuckers is do what they don't do on the accountability report for David O. Carter and for Donald J. Trump, who wants to make America great without this homelessness. However, as you see, 3-inch Duarte just walked by me, everybody. Not that I should be afraid. He's only a pig.
So you've exhausted your 1 minute on item 50.
I
I'd
get
ask that
3
you
minutes, fool.
move
Relax.
on to another item.
All right. Jujus, there's 2 of them. Jujus on item 52, so you know, it's up on the board up there, smoking scam, and Katie can. So Katie, this is what Los Angeles is like. Take it from me. Los Angeles Municipal fucking LAMC, incorporate by the fucking reference to fucking portions of the motherfucking addition to the California Building Standard Codes, don't mean a fucking thing if you can't build palisades, right? But Los Angeles Municipal Code, however, in the addition to the California Building Code under building inspectors, hey, wasn't that one inspector known to do a roofie and a date rape? Well, let's not talk about him. That's Andrew Edelman. Let me go back to another item on the agenda. It'll take me a while to figure this out, but motherfuckers, life is a bitch without life. 44, public safety, Monaco. You and the Juju over there having a conversation. I just want the world to know in my hand these documents about this fucking shit. LA City told the court 88 beds at homeless shelters, but 44 of them were missing. What kind of bullshit is this? But going back to public safety, fuck housing and homelessness on item number 44, everybody.
So item 44 is not open for public comment.
Oh, okay, well,
I'm going to ask that you move on to another item, or we can move you to
It's up on the
general.
board, asshole. Up
Understood.
there.
But it's not in the list of items that I've read out aloud.
Now
So,
into my general
there you go.
public
You have
comment.
1 minute. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, to all you from Mexico, to all you from other fucking countries, Donald J. Trump is a hero, I believe. Donald J. Trump is changing the culture of this fucked up city, this fucked up LA, and this fucking homeless crisis, Stafford B., you fucking chink. Pay attention. And you too, Juju girl, and that fat moo.
You're
You
not
guys
on topic,
fucking scam.
Mr. Herman. We're going to ask you to sit down if you can't stay on topic.
Hey, this is non-agenda public comment. I believe that what I'm saying under 42 U.S.C. 1983, fuck you, fool. I got the floor. Now, it'd be different if you charged me to interrupt me by saying you're a fucking cunt, Marchese. Fuck you.
All right, you violated Rule 7. This is your last and only warning. Next speaker.
Thank you. So good morning. My name is Josh Parker, and I've been a Los Angeles City paramedic for 15 years. I currently serve as a leader for one of the largest providers in LA City, which is PRN Ambulance. I'm here today to support the LADOT's current rate methodology and proposed rate adjustment for ambulance services. This approach ensures that every patient receives the same high-quality care, whether they have private insurance, Medi-Cal, or Medicare. It creates a fair and consistent framework that allows providers to stay focused on care and readiness and not billing differences or market pressures. Patients are already protected from balance billing, meaning this adjustment would only impact insurers. It would help us keep ambulances equipped with modern, up-to-date equipment and ensure our EMTs, paramedics, and nurses are paid a fair, livable wage. Our industry hasn't seen an increase since 2022, and this proposal simply helps us keep pace with rising costs and inflation. I urge you to stand with the emergency service providers, labor, and the community and accept the proposal as written prior to the amendment today. Thank you for your time.
My name is Justin Miser. I represent PRN Ambulance, one of the largest IFT ambulance providers in the city of Los Angeles, and I urge you to vote for the report from the Transportation Committee for a rate increase that's much needed for the industry, and vote against the proposed amendment to make it a maximum, because all that does is create a race to the bottom. It's unsustainable for the industry. We have thousands of EMTs, paramedics, and critical care RNs that we employ here in the city, and we simply could not do business under that scenario where the large multi-billion-dollar health plans have the ability to drive costs down for the sake of quality and equity. We've seen the county's model with a max only does not work. The largest, most sophisticated ambulance company in the world, AMR GMR, completely exited LA County for IFT services because it's just not a sustainable model. Thank you.
Item 1, this entire agenda is nothing more than an example of how corrupt and incompetent clowns making over $20,000 per month have been running Los Angeles into the ground. Item 1, a dedicated easement, is the best these incompetent clowns can come up with and should receive a no vote by these incompetent clowns in the face of raging homelessness and a city which these incompetent clowns have bankrupted with corruption and incompetence. However, these clowns are going to sit there basking in their corruption and incompetence and vote for yet another dedicated easement while giving stupid presentations. This item should be entitled Easements for Me and Homelessness for Thee. I demand to know from Dimwit Nithya Raman, Bob Genocide Bloomfield, Poverty Pimp Heather Hutt, and Sleazy Marquise Dawson, how this easement item or any of these other worthless items on the agenda are addressing the homeless epidemic raging uncontrollably in Los Angeles. Item 1 is regarding yet another homeless declaration report. Did you hear that, public? Is anybody dumb enough at this point to believe that with all the billions of dollars these clowns of the sleazy, incompetent council have given to their campaign contributing developers, that this homeless emergency declaration report is going to show a reduction in homelessness? In my opinion, this so-called report should include funding proposals and massive investigations and prosecutions of all the sleazy council criminals, including Marquise Dawson, out on bail and currently on trial criminal Kern Price, Poverty Pimp Heather Hutt, Dimwit Nithya Raman, racist Demon Tracy Park, and Bob Genocide Bloomfield. In my opinion, this item should include a proposal and funding to investigate any homeless funds being wasted on this clown show to have over 40 city employees standing around doing absolutely nothing for 4 hours per day, 3 days per week, every week. Items 51 and 52 should all receive no votes because they are worthless fluff items that solve absolutely nothing and don't even funding to fix to them because these incompetent criminal clowns have bankrupted the city. With their $1 billion increase to the LAPD budget and their homeless generating incompetence, all 3 of these items should include funding language for investigations and Dawson's, Karen Bass, and the rest of the incompetent clowns.
General public comment.
Okay. Public comment. Because these clowns bankrupt the city, giving $1 billion increase to LAPD, the clowns won't take the money back because LAPD makes tremendous campaign contributions to Sleazy Dawson, Monica Lewinsky Rodriguez, and racist Asian John Lee. $1 billion emergency, tens of thousands of homeless epidemic emergency, $275 billion fire damage emergency. Sleazy D CD8 has the highest incarceration rate, the highest homeless rate, the highest unemployment rate in the entire country, over 12.5%. CD8 is a food desert. CCD has spent over $10 million on luxury offices for himself, while tens of thousands are homeless. The mass incompetence of these clowns, and I demand Sleazy D's resignation, an apology from Dimwit Nithya Raman, the Attorney General, the FBI, and the IRS currently in a massive...
Next speaker.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Matilde Peregrina.
Hello, good morning. My name is Matilde Peregrina.
Quiero hacer un comentario público acerca de la moción del trabajo justo en la
I'd like to
comida
make a
rápida.
public comment regarding the motion of fair jobs.
Go ahead.
Soy trabajador de la comida rápida y estoy aquí para hablar sobre la necesidad de aprobar la moción del trabajo justo en la comida rápida hoy mismo sin demoras.
I'm a fast food worker, and I'd like for the motion to be approved today without further delay.
Los trabajadores de comida rápida como yo necesitamos conocer nuestros derechos para asegurarnos de que nuestras empresas paren los abusos y las injusticias que pasamos en nuestros lugares de trabajo.
As fast food workers, we need to know our rights to stop the abuse and unfair situations that we face in the workplace.
Demasiados trabajadores como aquí en Los Ángeles no conocemos nuestros derechos.
There are too many workers here in LA that don't know their rights.
Por eso necesitamos capacitación fuera del lugar de trabajo. Les pedimos que aprueben la moción de trabajo justo en la comida rápida. Así podrán garantizar que los trabajadores de comida rápida,
We need trainings outside of work hours. We need this motion to be approved so we can have fair work conditions as fast food workers.
Thank you. Next speaker.
My name is Joseph Fuchs, and I'm a representative of the Western States Regional Council. Check. I'm a member of the Western States Regional Council of Carpenters. I live and work in the area, and I believe this project will impact me environmentally. The city should require the project be built with contractors that hire locally and pay prevailing wage, and utilize apprentice programs from the Certified Apprentice Training Programs. Workforce requirements reduce construction-related environmental impacts while benefiting the local economy and workforce development. In a recent 2020 report titled Putting California on the High Road, the Jobs and Climate Action Plan for 2030, the California Workforce Development Board concluded that investments in growing, diversifying, and upskilling California workforce can positively affect returns on climate mitigation efforts. I believe this should be a prevailing wage job. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Adina Tesler on behalf of the Hospital Association of Southern California. The Hospital Association supports the LADOT recommendation to adopt the county methodology to determine private ambulance rates and asks that the council allow for a maximum allowable rate that is subject to negotiations. This is the way every jurisdiction across California handles private ambulance services, and LA City should do the same. Anything else disrupts and destabilizes the market. A hospital's ability to negotiate creates healthy competition and allows hospitals to determine the quality, safety, and service they receive. This is not a race to the bottom. It is a race to affordability and to equity. Doing so is better for our hospitals and patients who ultimately will bear the cost, whether through cost sharing, insurance premiums, or inflationary pressures on the total cost of health care. We urge you to approve item 17 with the amendment to make the city's rate a maximum allowable rate. Thank you.
Next. So you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
17, I want to say that about the issue that I'm concerned about is that the ambulances are not accessible for people with disability. If you want to make sure that people with disability are going to be fully involved into the patient's life and friend's life, you have to be able to acquire the ADA so you can actually have an ambulance that permits them to go inside of the vehicle. None of the vehicles so far have been accessible for anybody else than non-disabled people. That's my main point. Now, on item public comment, if you want to am I allowed to be on public comment? Public comment.
You got it. Okay, so I want to start off with, well, first of all, hello, everyone. And thank you, Mr. McCosker. I see you're listening. I appreciate that. I want to talk about the street vacations. I'm going to say no, only because it seems like you're doing a lot of them. And if Scientology ever comes, because they said that they're going to put in for a street vacation of L. Ron Hubbard Way, I want you to say no, because it's bad enough that you change the name to a felon and to somebody who destroys people and families and all that kind of stuff. There's no reason for there to be any street in the city named after somebody like L. Ron Hubbard. And so I don't want you getting in the habit of keep giving away or selling off our streets. And, although maybe the other people will take better care of it because you guys don't take good care of the streets. I'll leave it at that with that. The other thing I want to talk about is the convention center coming. The CAO told you not to do it, and why hire him? Or, like if you're not going to take his advice, he's basically saying, like, don't do this. And I think he's right. You guys have a lot of infrastructure to take care of, right? Like, maybe we need to get the sidewalks straightened out. Because, if you're going to be inviting all these people to our city, you have to deal with all the different issues that, people might want to get around. They might want to be able to drive without potholes. They might want to be able to take a train that has elevators at work. There's 2 stops right now in a row right next to each other that with no elevator service. So it's just ridiculous. So instead of building I know you want to build the future. What about building the Palisades, right? Like, I bet Smoke and Scan will agree with me that maybe you guys should rebuild what was burnt down. And it wasn't, and all these people suffering because they can't get their permits or anything, and they didn't burn down their houses. You guys created a situation that allowed the houses to burn, and to not help them is criminal, in my opinion. And so please help them rebuild. And after that, I'll just go on to my public comment. Okay, I'm tired of he's not listening? Okay. I'm tired of the fact that Scientology is getting to do all these events without proper permits. From what I understand, their Winter Wonderland does not have any permits or inspections. If you can prove me wrong, please do. I'll be happy to say I stand corrected. They have, on L. Ron Hubbard Way, 25-foot towers on the easement and lights going all hooked up to houses and buildings, and it's a hot mess over there. Again, I don't see any permits. I don't see any inspections. I'm looking. If you can find it and I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But until then, why are you continuing to allow it? Would you allow any? You wouldn't even let. If I built a little thing to store on a property, a tiny little 5x5, and didn't have the right permit, you'd be knocking it down and you'd be fining me and all that stuff. But how come they can have these huge structures where children go, because it's Santa, right? And if it's not inspected. So can you please look into it? Can you please stop allowing it? Thank you.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Sobre la moción de trabajos justos en la comida rápida. Mi nombre es María González. Soy trabajadora de comida rápida y estoy aquí para hablar sobre la necesidad de aprobar la moción de trabajo justos en la comida rápida sin demora.
Disculpe que la interrumpa. Soy el intérprete. Si puede pausar cada ciertas oraciones para que pueda interpretar. Gracias. Puede comenzar de nuevo.
Quiero hacer un comentario público sobre la moción de trabajo justo en la comida rápida.
I want to make a public comment regarding the fair work ordinance for fast food workers.
Mi nombre es María González.
My name is Maria Gonzalez.
Soy trabajadora de comida rápida y estoy aquí para hablar sobre la necesidad de aprobar la moción de trabajo justo en la comida rápida sin más demora.
I'm a fast food worker and I'm here to talk about the need to approve the motion for fair work in the fast food environment without further delay.
Necesitamos conocer nuestros derechos para asegurarnos de que nuestros empleadores paren de los abusos e injusticias que pasamos en nuestros lugares de trabajo, como en mi experiencia basada, que yo salí embarazada.
Permíteme. We need to know our rights so the employers stop abusing us and doing things that are unfair. For example, in my own experience, I was pregnant.
Salí embarazada y al darse cuenta mi empleador lo que hizo fue reducirme mis horas de trabajo de 37 que yo tenía a 5 horas a la semana. Eso es
When I got
injusto.
pregnant, my employer cut my hours. I had 37 per week and it went down to 5 hours, and that is so unfair.
Lo que vengo solo a pedirles, concejales, que apoyen la moción de trabajo justo, comida rápida, sin demora. Muchas gracias.
I'm here to ask you, Council, to support this motion for fair work in the fast food environment without further delay. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Yesenia Mansour, Senior Director for Government Community Relations for Kaiser Permanente. Kaiser Permanente, a nonprofit entity, strongly opposes the current language on item 17, as it is bad policy and places an unfair burden on hospitals that are desperately trying to manage healthcare affordability. The proposed 30% increase over the prior 30% increase just a few years ago will cost over 800,000 Angelinos who are members of Kaiser Permanente an additional $25 million a year for interfacility medical transport benefiting private, for-profit ambulance companies. At a time when we are all trying desperately to help Angelinos who are struggling to make ends meet by making healthcare coverage more affordable and accessible, these additional costs run completely counter to that attempt. Thank you very much.
Good morning again. So appreciate your accommodation request. We have received it, and you have an additional 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
My public comment is about the immigration policy that happening in all across the United States. But I think we should have a powerful tool that we can implement against ICE. We need to have a commission on truth and reconciliation. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission that you can actually have a powerful tool to extract information from the public that are interested in providing the information to you. We need to collect the information to the city attorney. Therefore, you can have a powerful tool. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to all.
Thank you, Speaker.